Welcome, welcome. Welcome, Super Bit Heroes. This is Brandon. We'll be doing a little bit of Splatoon this evening. Hopefully I'll be joined by your faithful heroes as well, Preston and or Bryce. I'm not sure if they'll be here for the whole time. We're going to be playing a little bit of Splatoon, and we're going to be broadcasting our Nintendo voice chat group for the first half here, and then we may invite y'all to join for some additional playtime later this evening. It's probably going to go for 2 hours at the most. We're probably cutting it probably around 12 p.m. Eastern time, so just to give you guys a heads up. But yeah, welcome, and hope you enjoy, and yeah, feel free to come and play with us if you're able. Let's see here. Just waiting for our room to open up. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, P-Man? Alright, one moment, got to do a little bit of housekeeping here. I'm going to pause the stream for a moment. We'll be right back with you, folks. Thank you for your patience. I apologize for that. We just gotta respect some privacy here, so thanks for joining us. Sorry about that. And yeah, we're just waiting for our room to come up so that we can commence the festivities. All right. P-Man, good to see ya. Looks like we're live. Looks like they've got a public room open here, so if you guys, it looks like we're playing with Vin Diesel, so wow, what a what a honor. Doing a little bit of turf. All right, nothing wrong with turf. All right, everybody, good luck. Me and one of my buddies from the voice chat were playing this yesterday, and I'm still can't say that I am well versed in this map yet. I didn't play the first Splatoon, so and I knew that rainstorm was going to get me. I can get killed by a rainstorm. I don't think that shows proficiency. But everyone's got to learn somewhere, right? Looking at the map, it doesn't look like I'm necessarily the only one that's wrestling with the newness of this place. But it's fun. You know, definitely feel like Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker in here. Sometimes when the other person has the high ground, don't try it. I think those are some good words of wisdom when it comes to this map here. I think we won. I think. Well, my wife was looking here. She can tell me. Yeah, I guess we did. Good job. Good job, team. Sorry, Vin Diesel. But, there's a choice between Vin Diesel and Mike Concho. I'm afraid I choose Mike Concho. Sorry, Vin Diesel. Forgive me, folks. I might need to refresh our YouTube feed here. I don't think I'm getting the latest here. Give me just a moment. Oh, I think we're good. Good job, team. Sorry, Vin Diesel. Be that if you're listening. Good game. Good game. All right. P-Main joining the fray. Come on in. Good luck. Vin Diesel, man. I don't know if you are the Vin Diesel or not, but I'm glad Vin Diesel's on my team. Ugh. They cornered me. Ooh, nice job, Assassin. Hey, Cringe. Good to see ya. Glad you could make it. Roger! Why you do that to me, Roger? Roger Moore? Oh no. Dang, that's a bummer, Cringe. Wow. Everyone 2K and above. Good job, team. In case you're joining us, welcome. Super Bit Heroes, we are streaming some Splatoon 2 on this Splaturday night. We have the pleasure of playing with our friends over at the Nintendo Voice Chat forums for IGN. And we're going to be streaming this probably gameplay for about... excuse me. That's what I get for trying to do two things at once. Good job, Cringe. You got me. Yeah, we'll be doing this for a couple hours until probably around 12 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be streaming this, and right now there's a public room open that we're using. It's not private. You don't need a pass or anything like that. If you don't have any of our friend codes and want to join, you can go to superbitheroes.com, and our friend codes are in the contacts page, so feel free to join us. Good job. Good job, Cringe. Yeah, you must have, I must be on your list. You guys are definitely have the upper hand on us. Whoa, Cringe once again. You got me good. Oh man, we're down a guy. No wonder the thing's looking pretty funky. We're not that bad. Oh, desperation. Hey, 10 Ton, good to see ya. Welcome back. Ooh. We did our best. Good job. Ten Ton, welcome to the fray. You guys will be happy to know that our other members should be coming online shortly here. Preston and BK. I know you guys are excited about that. Ooh! And GMO. Well done. We got a good charger. Watch out, guys. I shouldn't have done that. I watched a video the other day about how you want to stay alive in this, you really shouldn't power jump or super jump or whatever that thing's called. And I think I might agree with them. One moment. Having some technical difficulties here. Just a moment. Ooh. Good job, 10-Ton. Right.
Yo, Brendan.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, dude? Can you hear me?
Hey, yeah. Hey, that needs to be a strategy. No, I can't hear you, Preston. Can you speak a little louder?
Like every voice chat with us is like, hello! We're communicating through like paper cups with strings, dude. What's up, man? How's it been this week?
Oh, hanging in there. How about you?
Good, man. Good, man. You seem like you had a busy week, dude. I haven't heard from you.
Yeah. So, and BK, are you with us?
Yes, sir.
Hey, good. Hey, welcome. And all right, the heroes have assembled. Fantastic. Yeah. So
like the Avengers, except way less impressive.
No. No. Yeah, crazy week for sure. A good game. I don't know who won, but good game all around. I was able to confirm that we'll be at our local one of the first esport competitions in Eastern North Carolina. Is going to be at the Durham Bulls Athletic Park, and we'll be there this coming weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend for us because not only is that happening, but the Super NES Classic is coming out, and I am going to try my very hardest to get up in the morning and get that from GameStop. I really hope they open up early, and come back and stream some of that, and then head out to Durham to shoot some video of the event that'll be going on the whole weekend. So yeah, it took me a while to get all that pinned down this week, but I was able to. So that'll be cool.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Really cool to check out. So, what is it at Durham now? I saw the details, but I didn't really look into all of it. So,
yeah, it's full disclosure. I've never been to a Durham Bulls game, where they play baseball, but it's going to be by DPAC. I mean, I guess you're probably familiar with that.
Yeah, we've been up there.
Yeah. I'm not originally from the area, so but I've been there once or twice, and yeah, it's supposed to be a pretty big deal. It's the first time a esports competition has been done at a venue like that, and for those of you who don't know, probably a lot of you don't, the Durham Bulls are kind of a big deal to like baseball fans or especially when it comes to like minor league teams and stuff. There was even a movie kind of a long time ago, probably for most of our viewers. It'd be a long time ago, probably even before you were born, about it. And so yeah, an esports event being done at this venue is a pretty big deal. Yeah, I was finally able to get the official okay from them, and yeah, that'll be neat. So,
Yeah, that's really cool, man. What day? What day did you say you're planning on going out there? Friday or Saturday?
Yeah, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's from the 29th, September 29th through October 1st, and it's mostly in the evenings, of course. But yeah, I will actually be there all week or all weekend. I might go scope it out a little bit tomorrow. Just to kind of see what we're getting ourselves into, but yeah, I'll be the whole weekend. If anyone wants to join me, feel free. Yeah, I'll be there.
Dude, I might. That's not too far from me. I live out near Raleigh, so I might try to meet you out there. And
cool.
Yeah, this sniper is great, dude.
Oh yeah, they got a really good one. Oh shoot, oh man, I want to get you so bad. Who are you? Oh, cringe. See, I haven't learned my lesson. You don't want to go against someone who has the high ground. I totally bungled that.
Well, here's the thing. I was having a really good night of Splatoon the other night, and I was like, yeah, man, I was feeling good about myself. Again. Really doing some work, and I fired this up like about 15 minutes ago, and not so well this time. Not so well. I mean, just like the worst look. But, yeah. That's cool, man. I'll try to meet you out there for a little bit of that. Dude.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can use the help. And it'll just be fun,
Yeah, that sounds cool, man. Hopefully you have some really cool footage.
Yeah. Oh, wow. I did not think that I won that. Good game, everyone around.
Yeah,
I wasn't paying attention half of that. I can barely do two things at once, and this is definitely taxing my abilities when that goes. So my bad for playing badly, but
yeah, very cool stuff, man. We got 10 ton and cringe here too.
Yeah, pretty good. Man?
Oh, quiet in the corner there.
I'm working on it. I'm trying to find my earbuds so I don't have any crosses off my phone.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. I need to find a good way to get this chat set up, dude.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, apparently you guys are coming loud and clear, a whole lot better than we were last time, according to one viewer who is in the same house as me. So I think it's working okay, but yeah. Well,
I'm gonna try to stop sucking so bad on this and actually play some decent Splatoon. So yeah, man, I think I know you. I don't think you guys are fans of, well, not really big Pokemon fans, but I go through these like internal debates on whether or not I'm going to buy games.
Good job, Cringe. Yeah.
Like, maybe I don't need to buy this. And Pokemon just came out this week, and I'm like, I got the Wii U version. I don't need this game. I think I successfully talked myself into buying it today. And
did you buy it?
I didn't pull the trigger today just because I haven't been to the store really to do so.
Yeah,
but I think it's a pretty done deal. I think I'll get it.
Yeah, I mean, I actually really do like Pokemon. I've actually played that more than... The last time I played Tekken was when Tekken 3 was out. After that came out, like Tekken Tag Tournament came out for the PlayStation 2, and I didn't play that then, so... It's been a while, and yeah, that's a mashup that was really interesting, but I never played it, and I'm sure it'd be plenty of fun. But man, for the longest time, everyone was saying that there was nothing to play on the Switch, and I've got way too much. Good job, Tenton. Way too much to. I actually got SteamWorld Dig 2.
Nice. Nothing but good stuff about that. The predecessor and that one, actually.
Yeah, I was I wanted to play that and actually maybe even get a little bit of footage of that, but the day just really hasn't allowed me to do that. But it seems like a lot of fun. I mean, I heard a lot of good stuff about it from, of course, people in the NVC group, and also some really pretty awesome reviews.
Cringe Ryan is like a ninja with those dualies, man.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, he was like rolling circles around me, and I'm over here twirling an umbrella. These guys, whoa. I'm terrible at some Splatoon, man.
Nah.
Yeah, but I saw a few people say that was it SteamWorld Dig is actually very good. But I'll mirror what you said and just say, whoever says the Switch doesn't have games.
Not anymore.
Yeah. Man.
Oh.
Did 10 Ton drop on accident?
Yeah, man. Sorry about that, 10 Ton. It looks like you did some pretty decent damage while you were on. But it's almost as if, and I've heard someone else saying this earlier, that Nintendo is sort of redefining what it actually means to be an indie platform. Because, I mean, those companies are doing extremely well on this platform to the point where, you can, I don't know, what does it exactly mean to be an indie? I mean, you're an independent developer. Well, I'm sure Capcom and Konami started out that way too, And
I mean, think about it. The Switch has really become like a great spot for indie developers for sure. But I mean, not only that, but they're indie titles, but a lot of them are pretty solid, great games. I mean, heck, if you think about it, Yacht Club, essentially of Shovel Knight fame, they were, just an indie developer. They just wanted to make a 2D game. And that is not only like Metroidvania, but also, reminiscent of Capcom and DuckTales. The mechanics, of course, are mirror that. But that's a good example. And the people that make Shantae, I have their name escapes me. Way Forward.
There you go. And
but they're a pretty big name too now, which is crazy.
Right.
So everybody starts somewhere, but it's really exciting. We're in exciting times.
I think so. Yeah, as Nintendo fans, it hasn't always been easy, especially this last.
That's true. Us true Nintendo fans have been there. I said it many times, but I defend the Wii U, even though it was a very flawed system. But still a lot of fun. In fact, part of me is like, I was okay with the Wii U getting like such maybe not so many games, because like the Switch is hurting me right now with all these great games just coming out all the time. It hurts.
I'll be honest with you. I'd rather have this problem than the other one, man. Because my Wii U would go through severe droughts. I thought I was never going to pick it up again, and then Mario Maker came about, and that got me going. And then, of course, my daughter was playing the first Splatoon, and I honestly didn't get it. And maybe it was just my ambivalence to the system as a whole is sort of why I sort of dismissed it, But I've had every Nintendo console. I haven't skipped a generation, and it's like the games that I had, I liked. I just,
Yeah. It either way around. Nintendo. They've had some failed systems, but I don't think they've ever had any system that I just, regret purchasing.
Sure.
It's because the main Nintendo games are always just high quality. So I always feel like I've merit.
Absolutely. I think one could arguably say that they're the best, first person or AAA developer or. But Yeah, I mean, other than like the Virtua Boy, I think everyone's had some,
I never picked that one up. That's
level
right.
of enjoyment.
But yeah, man, like I pumped many hours into Wii U, but that's kind of off topic. But anyway, it's hard to define like what exactly the Switch is, because I mean it's killing it when it comes to indies, but you're also getting these really big titles like Breath of the Wild and
Doom,
and Sky, which is just
yeah, Bethesda.
the fact that like games like that are coming to this thing.
Yeah. No, the moment that I found out that Wolfenstein was coming out, I traded in my Xbox. The Switch is the only console that I have now. One, because I don't have that much time to play games. And honestly, I was holding out for Cuphead, and of course, some Bethesda titles. Red Dead. I don't know what I'm going to do when that comes out. I don't know if anyone rents systems anymore.
LA Noir, dude, it's coming out the Switch.
Yeah. I mean, it would be a miracle. It would be. I'm not expecting it, and that's okay. I'll find a way to play it, but
that's the one for me too. And I'm not a big Rockstar fan, to be quite honest, but
really?
Red Dead was that was my game, dude. I enjoyed that quite a bit. So when I heard they're making a sequel, I was kind of like bummed, because I definitely wouldn't have got to play it, because all I own current is a Switch. But here's hoping. Maybe it'll happen, depending on how well LA Noir does.
Right. Yeah. No. I mean, I guess the word around town is that they're fairly simple to develop for. So, I mean, that's good.
But I will say, Doom is bought for sure. That looks amazing.
Yeah, and I've never played it. Again, that's normally not my cup of tea. I don't like being scared. But I'll give it a shot for sure. I mean,
that was another one of those that I was really bummed was on every platform except the ones I have. So I was like,
oh
man,
wow, yeah.
I'll never get to play this, and I'm not going to buy another system for just one game. But now it's on Switch, so yeah, it's bought, dude. I will show my support there at least. So yeah, pretty stoked for that.
I know.
Yeah. I can't even keep up with the games though, really, man.
Hey guys.
Yo.
Just a quick update. I've waited 3 matches in a row now. I'm not sure why, so I just wanted to let you know.
I just thought you just straight up died, dude.
Dude. I didn't want to cut in the middle of you guys. You guys are chatting it up here, so I was going to wait to let you know. 3. It's been like 9 minutes worth of waiting now.
Dang.
So I don't know.
Of course, it is the NVC room, so that's probably why.
Okay. And it's cool. I'm not complaining. I just want to let you guys know I didn't bail, so I'm here.
All right, cool.
Totally bailed on us. Oh,
we paid
good job, Danny.
The Splatoon servers to keep you out so we could win a few games.
Look, man, I haven't played very much lately. You guys might be wiping the floor with me.
Nah, I don't know, dude. I'm playing like dumb. Or rather, these guys are just really good. Which, they are. They're really good.
Yeah, good game. Good game all around.
All right, let's see if they can make some room here. So how you guys been? I feel like I've been a little off the grid lately. You guys good?
Yeah, man. Well, you've been busy with things, but
not as good as you.
I've had some good and some bad this week, but
yeah.
So we'll keep that vague, but doing okay.
It's been interesting. I'm overall I'm good. Glad to hear you guys are good. I'm really excited about the thing in Durham. I'm going to see if I can swing trying to join for at least one day, because that would be awesome. Or maybe try to join Brandon for the Super Nintendo stream.
Yeah.
So I'll see what I can work out. But I will have to change my username to BK Darkside, or either Darkside BK, as you guys know, because I'm a straight up villain these days.
Yes, you are.
But I am actually waiting another match, guys. So just to let you know.
Right on, man. I'm sorry about that, but
that's all good.
Nobody's dropping, huh? So I guess that's. Oh man, Brandon just lit me up, man. This is hurting my feelings.
Oh, I just got lit up by GMO. He was right behind you. Stay by him. See a lot of people staying in one spot.
So I guess since this is the Nintendo thing, I just got lit up. So everybody probably hanging in the room. That's probably why DK can't get in.
You know, I think they've powered the Ink Storm a little bit because I don't remember ever getting killed by it, and I've been doing it quite often lately. I think they may have, in their update, powered it up a little bit more than it was before. Either that or I'm just really slow. It must be the latter, because no one's saying anything.
I have no idea. I don't play enough to realize all the tweaks they do, quite honestly. So, you guys pretty stoked for the SNES Classic, huh?
Yeah. I was looking at a first look at Star Fox 2, and I have a feeling it's going to be hard. I have a feeling it's going to be a level of difficulty that I may not necessarily want to play for too long, you know? It's gonna be awesome to play it. Don't get me wrong, and but it looks hard. You know, and Star Fox has never really been a super difficult game. It just looks harder than I think what I'm used to, which isn't a bad thing. It's just
I haven't really watched too much on it because I'm trying to go in kind of fresh,
right?
You know, fresh to a potentially 30-year-old game or something. But
right.
I'm excited to try it out, though. I mean, I'm excited to get that thing in my hands anyway. That'll be really cool. Oh, cringe is just like lighting me up, man. This hurts.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
Actually, this whole game just hurts. I see nothing but purple all around me. It's terrible. Oh, I might have to switch weapons.
Are you saying that it's almost like you're in a Prince video?
Yeah. I see what you did there.
You better go purify yourself in the Lake Minnetonka.
You want to say hi to the heat thing? Buddy, you going to bed?
Hey, I'm in.
Oh, you made it. Yeah, and to our YouTube viewers, we'll make a private room on the second half of the portion here. We're streaming for our buddies at the Nintendo voice chat group. So, I mean, you feel free to join us if you want, but and if you stick around later, we'll try to set that up. We haven't forgotten about you.
I'm glad they brought this map back. This is actually one of my favorites from the original Splatoon. This was cool.
Yeah, dude, I like this one.
I can't say that I like it yet, only because I'm not really that good at it yet. See?
Honestly,
I mean, then again,
I hated it, Brandon. When I first got Splatoon, the first few times I played this map, I remember not liking it very much. But it, okay, cringe. Big fan of squid bagging, I see. All right, that's fun.
Yep. Crew bagging's a thing.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I love when people do that.
I can tell by the tone of your voice. Yeah.
Huh? Oh no, I'm genuine. I love it.
BK is the Bill Murray of like very dry.
Hey, Mike, me and you kind of traded there, bud.
Yeah, I saw that. That's what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object.
Hey, dude. I appreciate the reference.
Well, man, that's one of the best movies.
Wait, what movie?
Dark Knight?
Well, you're trying to catch him in like he was just cavalier.
No. Actually, it's kind
there
of
was
funny.
a TV show, not a movie.
No.
Just kidding.
I remember that quote. I remember that quote from a completely different place. So that's kind of interesting.
Really?
It was the way they were billing the Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant match back in the 80s.
Really?
Yeah, that's where I remembered it from.
Wow.
Is that a real thing?
A little bit of trivia for you. That's awesome.
I totally thought he was going for the Dark Knight thing. I was like,
I mean, that is what I was going for, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't even remember that being in that movie.
well then.
Well, hey, no worries. Yeah, that was the clip from Gorilla Monsoon, one of the most famous commentators of that time. This is what happens when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. I know you guys know what I mean because you're big wrestling fans like I am.
Dudes like grasping each other. Yeah, man, big fan.
No, I was a big fan until I was about 10, and then again, play fighting in your underwear. It just got wasn't for me after. But again, I'm not judging anybody. That's fine.
Oh yeah, that's cool. To each his own. I'm good with that.
Yeah.
I can definitely not fault anybody for being a bit put off by it, but and in my mind, Breaking Bad is fake, but it entertained me to no end, so I'm good with fake.
That's true. Wait, it's fake?
Well,
oh dang,
it was based on real events. It was actually Bryan Cranston's real life story before he made it to Hollywood, so there's an element of truth to it.
There you go. No, I thought wrestling was kind of cool. I just never clung to it. I mean, hey, dude, I'm always down for some mind-numbing entertainment every now and then.
Well, we should probably change the subject because I'm going to lose us viewers. We're going to go ahead and make a seamless transition and say, who's excited for WWE 2K18 on the Nintendo Switch?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yeah. I'll tell you, WWF Superstars for the Super Nintendo, I can't tell you how much time I put into that cart. So, awesome video game, I'm sure. Yeah. Get some of that WWE goodness, everybody.
And you got NBA 2K18, you got FIFA, like Preston mentioned earlier, Doom. That is definitely bought. I remember when Doom came out, I saw the ads and I was really excited to play it, but I don't have a PS4 and Xbox One, so I was just kind of like, oh well. And now, here we go. I said it before to the guys in the chat. Nintendo's finally bridging that gap where we don't have to choose if we want to play Mario games and Zelda games or play the big first-person shooters. So that's a great thing.
Dude, that's what's so crazy is because, like, realistically, if you since like the Super Nintendo days, if you owned a Nintendo, because you like the Nintendo first-party titles,
right?
I always said if they could nab all them like third parties and stuff, man, they'd be unstoppable. And I mean, they definitely seem like they're going with a Switch. I mean, at least trying. You gotta give props for what they're doing, really.
Moving in the right direction. I mean, I feel like support will, go on and sort of beget more support because, I think, the numbers are really good right now. So, we will have to wait and see, but I think Doom and I think all these Skyrim and all the other games, I think they're going to sell well, and then the other third party, it's going to be a no-brainer for them. So maybe we'll get Red Dead, Grand Theft Auto. I mean, that's kind of out there, but we'll see.
Except Capcom, dude, they'll never put games on the Switch ever.
Yeah, Capcom has decided that they personally hate us
They hate money.
They hate money. They hate Preston.
I don't know about that. I don't know about
Mega Man.
Yeah, I'm holding out. No, I'm holding out a little bit of hope from them. I mean,
not me. Dude.
Business is.
They lost me and Preston when they didn't release the new Mega Man collection on a Nintendo platform. That just felt personal.
Well, dude, and the Disney collection. That was I don't know how you guys feel about those old Disney platformers, but they were solid, man.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
These are all NES games.
Exactly.
Are on every system now. Except the Switch.
That's what it comes down to, and especially the Disney games were fantastic, but specifically Mega Man, dude. For whatever reason, when I think Mega Man, I think Nintendo.
Let me ask you
on PlayStation, but
I'm going to play devil's advocate here. But what other company has released their old catalog for the Switch yet?
Namco.
Say that one more time.
That was one. Okay. But even then, those aren't necessarily Nintendo games. You know what I mean? I'm talking about stuff that was made specifically for the NES or Super NES. None of that's been released yet, and I think it's because there's a bigger strategy that Nintendo's playing. That's just my thought. But
you're talking about the virtual console,
right? Exactly.
Yeah, something's fishy about that. I mean, I know part of it is they don't want to cannibalize sales from the SNES Classic, so maybe that's part of the reason they're holding off. But there's something going on to where they're not pumping that virtual console.
I mean, the only ports of old games we're getting is for Neo Geo, which is fine. I love those games. I'm giving them a whole lot more FaceTime than I would if the virtual console was out. And honestly, I probably gave Yacht Club more of my time since I didn't have DuckTales to play on there. So, I think there's a method to this whole madness thing. All of those other companies would probably love to be, I'm sure Konami, even though they don't really make video games anymore, would love to, get some money out of some of their Contra stuff and all that, but I just think there's something bigger at play here. I'm hoping so. That's why I said I'm holding out a little bit of hope for this, and that there's a bigger strategy being played.
Yeah, it's entirely possible, and I hope. And you're right, Namco. Those were more like arcade games, so your point stands, and that's definitely possible.
Woohoo! Point stands. Point stands. Go ahead. Sorry. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna say on the Contra note, I gotta throw my name in for that. Like anything Contra related that can come, Konami related, like Castlevania, anything like that can come to Switch. That's my stuff. It's like big time. And you guys mentioned earlier Way Forward. Way Forward did Contra 4.
That's right.
For the DS, which was hands down my favorite Contra game, actually. So, but anyway, go ahead, bud. Didn't mean to cut you off there.
You didn't cut me off.
Yeah, dude. I think you're right. They're playing the long game with it, and I know a lot of people are talking about. It still feels like kind of an early adopter type situation. Missing some of the stuff we were expecting to have, and I see the point. But it's not a deal breaker for me because we do have so much great stuff to play. And at the end of the day, that's the name of the game, So
yeah.
Hey, man, I don't appreciate that at all. Somebody chased me down for life. I'm sitting here running away from yellow ink.
That was me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, man, I do need to try Contra 4 off topic a little bit, but I have that game on the DS. I played like a level, put it down, and I've yet to pick it back up.
Nah, man. Contra's never off topic. When we start a podcast, we're going to have an episode called BK Talks About Contra. And, you know what? It's not
good
job,
Steve Matt. Go ahead.
It's not going to be an episode. It'll be a series.
Yeah, I was about to say, he's been going for 4 hours. Should we stop him? Nah, let him go. This is good stuff.
Check in for part 6 next week, where we talk about my favorite weapons.
Yeah. Man, I hate to tell him now, he's been talking for 8 hours, but the mic's been off the whole time.
He hasn't eaten, he's not sleeping.
Man, he's been doing a podcast in his sleep by himself.
Well, you know what? I walked in the room and he's like, you know what? Bill and Lance really wanted to sleep too, but they had to save the universe.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So that you can enjoy your precious sleep.
Those aliens don't sleep, right? Stuff, man. I'm really dragging my team down each time. I apologize about this, guys.
Oh, it's fine.
Yeah.
Good game.
Yeah, it's
good
fine
game.
for you because you're on the other team. Probably not fine for the dudes I'm playing with, though. Oh man, I don't have the room up, the stream room up. So hopefully our dudes are still in here.
Cringe got disconnected. I think he's trying to get back on. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, like I said, probably a couple more matches, and if you guys are cool with it, I guess we'll break out into a private room for our subscribers if y'all want to do that.
Yeah, that sounds good, man.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I was having some pretty good success with this Brella the other night, but it's not doing me much good tonight. I'm not playing too
We
hard.
had Braden in the mix too, though. That Braden now.
He's good, man.
And Zach, one of your other old...
Surprise!
What?
I rolled up behind you.
Oh, that was you. Yeah, when I start talking, I really don't know what's happening in front of me. I'm just pushing buttons.
That's the way to do it.
It was a pretty funny exchange, actually. Mike came in with a super slick action roll and took me out, and then Preston avenged me right away.
Got your back, brother.
Yeah.
We're the Bimmy and Jimmy of this joint.
The what?
It's a lame joke. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
No.
I want to know.
Double Dragon 3.
What?
A lot of people probably understood it. Angry Video Game Nerd mentions that there's a typo in the opening sequence for Double Dragon 3, and instead of Billy and Jimmy, they're Bimmy and Jimmy.
Okay.
They put the easiest thing to get right. Well, the translation.
Yeah, dude. But on that subject, we're going to have another podcast episode called Double Dragon 3 is the best Double Dragon game, and if you disagree, fight me.
Yeah, is that really your belief? You think the
Absolutely. Dude, and I'm telling you, I'm going to do an episode where I'm going to not only explain
What is Double Dragon? Wait, hold on. When did Double Dragon 3 come out?
It was an NES game, so back in the,
okay.
the 80s, yeah. No, it's not going to be a podcast, actually. It's going to be a stream of me doing that game, because I really feel like if I do a little gameplay, I can actually make a pretty solid case. Like, most people's complaints about that game is that it's too hard, and it is kind of tough. There's a learning curve, but a lot of people say there's no continues. If you make it to the third level, you get one continue.
All right, one whole continue.
All right, one.
The thing is, if you beat level 2, you unlock Chin, which is the boss of level 2. And if you know how to use Chin properly, he's like an unstoppable character. So he'll get you through the rest of the game. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't use the nunchucks, which kill the first boss in 5 hits. Everybody I've seen do a review on why this game is so bad, they don't exploit any of that. And I'm like, well, yeah, you're killing yourself. It's way too hard like this.
You know, they came out with a new Double Dragon. I don't know if you saw that on the eShop. It's actually a brand new Double Dragon.
I've heard mixed things about that one, but, it's similar to, what BK's saying about Double Dragon 3, which I don't even know if I've ever even played that one. So, I didn't know if it was worth picking up. All right.
Close game. Good job.
Oh, wow. Close one. Double Dragon 4 was, I actually got it on Steam right when it came out because I was curious about it. It's pretty cool. The art style is like Double Dragon 2, but it kind of pulls from all series. If you ever played or all the entries, if you ever played Double Dragon Neon, are we backing out now? I'm going to stop for a second.
You know what? It looks like our subs are having technical difficulties, so I guess we'll come on here unless I see a demand for some more private rooms, I guess.
Okay. But no, Double Dragon 4. If you ever played Double Dragon Neon, which I know it was on the PlayStation 3 as a download, I don't know what else it came out for. Double Dragon Neon was kind of like almost like a parody of a Double Dragon game. It kind of poked fun at all the silly 80s, gimmicks from back then and everything. And there's a little bit of that in Double Dragon 4, and it feels a little bit forced. It just feels a little bit like a cash grab. It's not a great game. It's definitely fun. I'd say it's probably worth picking up, or at least worth playing. But there's one really cool thing about it. You can play as all the different little boss characters and mini boss characters. You can play as practically every enemy character in the game, and they all have different moves. So that's kind of fun.
That does sound cool.
Yeah, you can actually play through the story with them. So.
Yeah, I think it's only like $7 on the eShop or something. So I mean, it's not really a hard purchase or anything. So
I'd say it's worth. I'd say it's worth $7 actually. Yeah.
That's cool, man. I'll have to check it out.
Definitely, especially if you can play with a buddy. I've not played it on multiplayer, but I bet that would be fun.
You know what? I think the only time I've ever played Double Dragon was in the arcades, and I never got really far with that, and I think I just got frustrated. I wanted to be good. Have you guys? I'm sure you guys, both of you, have seen The Wizard. You know what I'm talking about, The Wizard?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know when he's in that pizza joint or whatever, and he gets some ridiculous score on Double Dragon. That was honestly the only incentive for me to play that game, and I
wasn't that such a made up score though? Wasn't it? It wasn't even possible to get that score in Double Dragon.
I don't know, 50,000, on like one level, and I don't know. You got 50,000 on Double Dragon, and if I'm quoting it wrong, I'm sorry, whoever made that movie, but yeah.
I don't know if I'm flattered or angry that you think we don't know The Wizard.
I don't know what our age difference is.
Yeah, that was right around my time frame, man.
All right.
I was like, all right, Super Mario Brothers 3, the movie.
That's what it was. Super Mario Brothers 3, the commercial, the movie.
That's right. It worked.
Darn right.
I only know about The Wizard actually because of Angry Video Game Nerd. For whatever reason,
I'm about
Preston's age. Yeah, I'm about Preston's age, but for whatever reason, I'm not sure why. Back in 86, 80, whatever, I guess 1990, 91.
Mm-hmm.
Early 90s, I think.
Yeah, we didn't have, obviously, I mean, this is an obvious statement, but we didn't have, a lot of information as kids about what was coming out as far as video games and this and that. I didn't even really know what video games were until the NES had already released, and most of the games, like when my mom and dad got us an NES, they bought it used.
Yeah.
And they bought a bunch of games with it and controllers and everything, and we had Mario 3 when we first got it. So I didn't have any kind of advertising, that was totally lost on me. Like, I didn't know about anything.
Yeah.
I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Well, when I got Mario 3, and you know what? I think I saw like a advertisement for it in like Nintendo Power. And it wasn't one that I owned. It was one that I was like reading at the grocery store or something like that, and or some other gaming magazine. And I asked my dad for it, and he got it for me. Now I lived in this tiny mountain town in California. Yes, it was before the internet. So and in back then in the mountains, like, we only got like 3 TV channels unless you had cable. And if you had cable, you got 13 channels. So it really, again, it was back in the day, you know, and I was playing it on my black and white TV, and I brought my, the instruction booklet with me to school, and everyone was blown away except for this one other girl that had that. We were the only 2 people in Plumas County, California. If anyone's listening from there, hey-o. But we were the only 2 people that we knew that had that game, and it was it felt special. I mean, I didn't see The Wizard until after it came out on video, but commercial or not, I loved that movie. I loved that movie.
I love the Mario Brothers part. I grew up with the NES, like, from the get-go. I mean, my folks had it, like, first thing. That's the first thing I had. So Super Mario Brothers was the first game I ever had. So by the time Mario 3 was coming out, I was already super hyped. I remember seeing the commercials for it, and man, it blew me away. Still a great game to this day. I was playing it just the other day on the classic, NES Classic. So, man, great game. But yeah, I was playing some Double Dragon 2 the other day, and you know, it takes a bit to kind of get into, because, you know, just how the button configuration works. You know, you kind of have to press one button to kick behind you or something, and it took me a second because it's been so long since I played those games.
Yeah, that's one thing all 3 Double Dragon games on the NES suffer from, is just really kind of odd control, and then to put difficult platforming where you're jumping across spikes and pits and that kind of thing with a game with that kind of control, it was a little bit much, but they still work for whatever reason. They're still, you know, it's just forgiving enough to work. So,
oh yeah.
We were hardcore back then, man. As young, you got to think about it. The thing that all the games, like if you watch a top 10 most, you know, difficult games of all time, like for NES, or even just in general, a lot of the games people bring up are going to be on the NES. And those are the games we grew up with, you know. We're playing Ninja Gaiden. As a kid, I'm playing Ninja Gaiden not knowing that people will curse this game.
How hard it is. Like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I mean, you know, I've beaten Mike Tyson and I've beat Mr. Dream. I couldn't do it today. There's a couple of people that I know. One's a Marine who's really bad at A, and he could still do it, man. But I could not for the life of me beat that game again. I mean, I'm sure, yeah, anything's possible. Follow your dreams and all that stuff, but that stuff is. I don't know how I did it when I was like 10 or 11, you know?
It really has me question if, like, it's because, like, we've been neutered from games nowadays, or if it's because we're older and our reflexes
I don't know.
I can't pinpoint what it is, but I'm, like, way worse with video games than I ever think I was when I was younger. Because I remember tackling some pretty hard stuff back in the day, and now it's like I'm just trash.
You know what I think, dude? I think we underestimate the power we had as kids to have absolutely zero distractions. Like, if you were playing a video game, you did not care about anything else that was going on around you. You didn't have anything else to do. Now we have, you know, people have, you get spouses, kids, bills, distractions, phones going off, people doing this, you know, phone blowing up, Facebook notifications, and it's like, how often are you ever as engrossed in a video game as you were when you were a kid sitting 5 inches away from the TV, you know?
Yeah, that was both beautiful and kind of made me sad.
Yeah.
You really touched my soul right there, and then I got really depressed because I was like, man, it's so true.
It is, man. We're split, you know, 50 different ways at all times, it seems like. As soon as you wake up, you're checking your phone to see what's going on, and it's never ending, you know?
So in a way, you could say that getting engrossed in a video game and putting your full attention to it is almost a way of meditation.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, it's totally... anything, I think that whether it's, team sports or video games or even reading or something, anything that just totally takes your attention and zeroes it in on something is kind of an escape, and it's kind of therapeutic. So, yeah, definitely.
I think you found another way of monetizing this thing that we love. Game meditation.
Hey, dude, let's open the very first video game meditation clinic. I'm down.
Now close your eyes and press left, right, B.
It's $90 an hour. You can leave once you beat the game.
$90 an hour. Somebody missed their calling as a Capcom $90 an hour.
We gotta be careful, because we're gonna hear like screams coming from one of the patient's rooms, and it's like, hey, well, what's going on in that room? Yeah, well, he started with Contra, and I think we probably should have eased him into it. I don't think he should start with that. So.
Yeah, we probably should have taken his shoelaces before he started playing.
Somebody's like closes their eyes and meditating, and we flip like a PSVR on them and Resident Evil's on the or something, and they just now open your eyes, and there's like stuff crawling out of it.
Have any of you guys seen Black Mirror?
Some of my friends were telling me about that.
You guys need to check that out. There's a VR part that just sort of reminded me of Black Mirror, Netflix. Check it out, everybody. Big fan.
Will do. That's but unless you're a kid, some of you kids in the string may not be able to watch that one.
Yeah.
But I need to check that out, man. Me and my wife were talking. We're like, man, we need to catch up on like shows. We feel like we're behind the times. Just no time to catch all the shows and everything, man.
Once the child is able to sort of like sustain itself, it'll be a breath of fresh air. I promise you. Once it's able to feed itself, once he's able to do that, man, things get easier from there.
Wait a minute. Preston just told him to sustain himself. Did it work?
What do you think?
His head just falls over.
Yeah, he'll be fine. as he's leaned over. Oh man, kids are a lot of fun, man. I gotta say, but they are a lot of work, dude. You talk about shredding your game time in like third. For sure.
I can imagine. And that's another example, man. And I can only speak for myself, but, when I'm playing a video game now, if I walk you through what it looks like, the other week, for example, I was playing Castlevania 4. Mm-hmm. And I had my 3DS, and I had Netflix playing on my TV, and I was checking my phone every few minutes, and sometimes you get caught up texting or whatever.
Yeah.
And you skip back to it, and you, like I said before, when you were a kid, you couldn't even be bothered to go take out the trash, to go eat dinner. You were in the zone, man. So my point is, in saying all that, I know I'm repeating myself, but my point is, Preston, I bet if you ever just had a chance to just like if you were playing in a competition or something, I bet your skills are still pretty sharp. Because for me, if I fire up Super Ghouls and Ghosts or something like that, I'm in there, dude.
I can't wait to see that. And this is Mike, if anyone's
kind of getting sidetracked a bit, but it's funny you brought that up, Bryce. But I had actually sent Bryce a message because he's a big Super Ghouls and Ghosts guy, and I was like, man, I'm thinking about picking this up for the Wii U or the 3DS because I think it's on both, correct? On the eShops or whatever.
Yeah.
So I had a real debate about which system I should essentially download that for. And sure enough, what was it, man? It was like a day or so after I had asked you about that, and they revealed the SNES Classic. I'm like, well, there you go. It was a blessing.
It was a blessing, but it kind of made me sad, if I'm being honest, because I was so stoked to hear your review of it, and then it was like, I gotta wait till September now.
Oh wow.
No, man, I played the NES one, and yeah, I died a lot and all that, but man, I had a great time with it. I thought it was cool. mean, I was totally into it. I'm probably a little more lenient than most. I don't get too frustrated about games.
Yeah, no, I that's going to be one of the last games I play, Super Ghouls and Ghosts, because I remember being extremely frustrated at that game when I was much younger, and I don't need that in my life right now.
Well, I hear the super version's not quite as brutal, right? I mean, it's hard, but not quite.
So it's fair, but it's still brutal. I think.
Really?
So, I guess there's a water level, right? And I think I got past that, and then I died, and then I couldn't continue. And that was the last time I played that game, and I don't want to play it. I mean, I will, but I don't want to play it.
Yeah, dude. I think I can speak to that because I've actually beaten both games, and I think overall, Ghosts and Goblins is a much harder game to complete. I think they're both brutal, but it's like a different brand of brutal. Like it's kind of the good example would be the difference between playing Castlevania for NES, the very first one, and Super Castlevania 4 for Super Nintendo. Like they're both tough, but on the first one, the control is a little choppy when your jump, the gravity, the physics of the jump, you kind of fall like a stone. Whereas in Castlevania 4, you've got a lot more control over the character, and it just makes it feel more balanced. It's the same thing with Ghosts and Goblins versus
Good job.
Super. And like Brandon said, one thing I think that is so tough for everybody in Super Ghouls and Ghosts is that water level he mentioned. That's the second level, and like for my money, that's the hardest level in the game. Like honestly, so if you can get past the second level, you can really start to kind of hone, pick up some skill and keep rolling, because the third one isn't as bad, but people get to that second level and it's just like torture, man. So
can you imagine renting that, right? You had to convince your mom, that this is the only game that you were going to get, that you were going to, whine and all that stuff, and that's the game you got, and you couldn't get past the second level. I mean, that's tough. That's tough on a kid's psyche, He wasted his wish, that trip to the grocery store or the video store or whatever.
Well, Brandon had to take it there where you're scarring children with that game. Yeah, I can see that one, though, yeah. Kids being like, yeah, I can't wait to play this game, and then they get in there like,
because part of it is, I played Ghouls and Ghosts in the arcade, and I knew it was tough, but it was like fun and cartoony, and this way you didn't have to like waste quarters on it. But it it dials the difficulty up to 100, and you sort of yeah. Anyways, obviously I'm traumatized by that, but
anyway. Do we still have anybody in the stream? Are we just chatting it up for no reason? Are they all gone now?
I think Cringe is actually still with us, and thank you so much, by the way, you and everybody for sticking with us. We appreciate it, but I'm sorry that you're having some technical difficulties. We certainly would love to have you.
Yeah. But back to being I can't even find time to play all the games I have, man. I wish I picked up a couple of Castlevania games, kind of going back to your Castlevania comparison, and I'm like, man, I was so stoked to get back and try some of these Castlevania games. It's like, man, I just don't have the time to fire them up nowadays. Whereas when you're younger, it's like you got nothing but free time. You get off school, you come home, and you just start gaming, man. No interruptions.
Right.
Miss that, dude, for sure. Yeah, we didn't know how good we had it, man.
We messed up. We messed up. Man, I'm digging these dualies. I'm glad I changed over, actually. Oh, Bryce.
Let's trade, buddy.
Nice jacket, Negan.
Oh, dang.
Lucille is thirsty.
He named his junior Lucille.
She's a vampire, man.
Oh, man. I go back to what I said, though. I do want the super scope in this game.
Oh, yeah. I think that would be great.
It would be too cool, yeah. It would be too cool.
That would be awesome. It's really a no-brainer for them. They've already got the zapper. Like, bring it on.
I geeked out, man, when they put the zapper in here. I was like, man, that's too cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Too cool.
And then they have both variants, the gray and the orange. That was awesome.
Actually, I've only seen one of the zappers in this one.
I bet it's coming one of these Friday nights.
I'm sure, yeah. I haven't even gotten into the store to buy that new weapon yet.
I haven't either. I don't do blasters too much.
Yeah, same. Did they release that new Brella they had yet? The one that they showed off?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. That one looked all kinds of broken, dude. That thing was huge.
It looked crazy. I think
crazy.
That was just a good one for them to preview for the event,
right.
Because people who were familiar with the old game were like, oh, hey, look, new weapons and stuff.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not really great with a lot of the weapons in this game, but I do like the Brella. I'm glad that. Oh, okay. I'm glad I gave that one a shot because that's become a favorite of mine. I didn't do anything with it today, but I enjoy it. Man, I thought we were doing pretty well in this match till just a second ago, and I see all that pink on the dang.
Really?
Yeah.
I haven't died in a while. I guess I was away from all the action.
I feel like I did my part that match.
Yeah, me too.
Good game, fellas.
Oh, Ten's still with us too. Appreciate it, man.
Hey guys, just a heads up, I've got one more and I'm going to have to roll out, unfortunately. I'd love to stay for another hour.
Well, BK, it's always a pleasure.
Likewise, man.
Yeah, man.
If I sound a little more deadpan than normal tonight, I am really tired. I had a...
Oh, yeah, you haven't slept very much? Why is that?
Yeah. Well, I picked up that second job at the bar.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Night. We had a tap takeover.
Second job, you say, huh?
Work.
Yeah,
so,
that's all it was. It's been very taxing. My knees are very tired. So.
Okay.
Very weak.
Working a little bit of that overtime.
Yeah.
I always put in a little OT when I can,
He's not afraid to get dirty, folks.
I miss getting overtime. I missed that. I got overtime once. Then I got married. What? What's that?
Don't lift the veil. We were doing a decent job.
I'm sorry, guys. I'm not good with this whole innuendo thing.
Press and sharp, subtle as a sledgehammer.
Yeah. Sharp, wrecking everything. I probably should have dropped my last name.
Sorry about that. Yeah.
No, it's all good. It is what it is.
You're going to have to get in the whip pro now. They'll fix you up. I know a guy. All you got to do is tell him you want what's the line, Brandon? The vacuum part from Breaking Bad?
Oh, man. Way to put me on the spot. I need a something for a Hoover something.
A filter for a Hoover something. I don't remember. Hopefully some of you guys have seen Breaking Bad and we're not just talking total nonsense.
I have no idea what we're talking about.
And if you don't know, better call Saul.
Hey-o. This guy. But,
ooh. Someone's decided to print something.
we'll tell them to stop. You're streaming. Yeah.
I want them to come on the stream right now and explain themselves.
Oh, they're probably listening. She might. That's okay.
This is unacceptable.
I love my wife. My wife. I love my wife.
I'm totally kidding. If she is listening, Brandon's wife is awesome. She knows I'm kidding.
Yeah. There you go.
I think
Brandon
someone's doing some Ancestry.com stuff.
Your wife's my wife. She'll beat you. I'll walk into my bedroom a little later on tonight, and like from many doors away, my wife will just be sitting there with her eyes open, like, I heard you make that crack about marriage. I was just kidding, dear. I swear.
It could have the opposite effect. Time to clock in.
Oh.
You don't really know how this goes, do you, Bryce?
Yeah, you're right. That ain't gonna happen.
Oh, man.
Are we getting 213 for the on the PG side of things, Brennan? Or Mike?
I don't know. I haven't. I'm not seeing. You know, if anyone's listening, they're not saying anything. So I guess you can take that either way.
I mean, I think we're still in like dad joke territory. It's nothing, nothing explicit going on.
Yeah, big cross. Let's face it, guys. Like every other stream is way more vulgar than ours. You know, we've always kept it pretty good. For the most part.
Yeah.
Oh, BK, you got you. We looks like we wrestled you in for another go.
It's hard to back out, man. Reddy's up so quick. All you got to do is sit there and wait.
That's right. Come on, man. 30 more minutes. 30 more minutes.
Does anybody actually beat the campaign in this game, or?
I thought that's what all those people with that cool armor and stuff did, or is that all from like amiibos and stuff?
I think some of it's from Amiibo, right? Can you get armor in the campaign? I don't know.
I don't know either, yeah. But, I mean, we're doing a stream about Splatoon, and we don't know that much about Splatoon's...
Brandon, you're making us sound ignorant. You guys mean the robot armor?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the male, or the Inkling boy, the new line of Amiibo gives you the really... high-tech looking one, and I'm not sure which of the original Amiibo gives you the other one.
Well, yeah. I had the girl original Amiibo, and all I got was like a hairpin.
Yeah,
I've got all of them Amiibos, and here they are, just sitting in the cases, dude. Yeah, I could have cool armor too, but man. I kept them in their little plastic prisons, dude, because I'm a loser like that.
I actually have no excuse because mine are open, but I still haven't unlocked the content for them. The only Amiibo that I've ever really been thrilled about the content for was Shovel Knight. That one, the Amiibo content is awesome. The rest of them I just kind of, treat them more like figures. They just kind of sit on the shelf.
I know 3 other Amiibos that might get some good use out of you pretty soon.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Remember us talking about that? Because that was rumored, like, a ways back somebody had like mentioned something about a Plague Knight amiibo or something, and I kind of like blew it up to, this is gonna happen, and then it kind of faded out, and I was like, okay, maybe it's not gonna happen. And man, they dropped the trio on us. I was like, whoa, man. And
that was like a not to sound corny, but I won't say dream come true, but that was just something that a long time ago I was saying, man, if they ever release a Plague Knight amiibo, because I was a huge Plague of Shadows fan, I was like, that would be so awesome. And then Yacht Club being Yacht Club, man, they trumped, they gave me what I wanted and exceeded my expectations. I got all the ones that are featured in single-player campaigns going to be in amiibo form.
Did they reveal a release date for those?
I don't think they have yet. Not that
those 3 and the Mario Odyssey amiibos, if I can get my hands on those, I don't know. We'll see. I'll try to get to Toys R Us or something.
I pre-ordered the all the Nintendo ones. The only thing I don't have pre-ordered was the Koopaling and the Koopa, and apparently those are going fast too. You almost
opened a box right there because I didn't know what you were talking about. Like Koopaling, what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
Koopa, just a regular Koopa. Yeah, sorry.
With my emotions, Brent.
I stood up out of my chair, dude.
That's
you missed that on the direct, huh?
Right there,
I thought it was just one, and I was upset. I'm like, only one Koopaling? Which one did they make an amiibo? Please tell me it's Roy.
That will be epic. Can you imagine if they release the whole family in a box set?
Oh my god, dude! If they do that, me and Preston are gonna have to put in some actual overtime, dude.
I've many times mentioned that
they could totally sell that for like $150. You know, I mean that's a premium, but I would get it.
God, man, I don't know about 150, but maybe like 90. It'd probably be 90 for.
Oh, you're right. Is there 7 or 8 of them? There's 7 of them. So at $14 a pop, that's almost $140.
Damn, man, you're right. Yeah, I'd buy it.
I mean, I don't have a choice. Like, it's hard to think about how much it would cost, but I couldn't not buy that. There's no way.
Yeah, I mean, there's just certain things when it comes to games. Like, I don't even worry about the cost. Like, I just know, like, when they did the Smash bundle for the Wii U, I was like, I don't care what they charge for that. I'm gonna have 4 of the controllers, and I'm gonna have Smash Brothers. I mean, it just doesn't. That's just how much I love Smash Brothers. Same thing with like the Koopaling amiibos. If they bundle them all together, it doesn't matter. They could slap $200 price point on those, and I'm gonna have those things, dude.
Yeah. It's amazing, you know. I heard one of the guys tweeted who does the who's on the IGN. His name is Brian Altano, and he was talking about how you're an adult now, so you're going to spend most of your money buying all the toys and stuff that you got rid of beforehand, and all these old video games, and you're going to spend more money on toys now than your mom probably ever did. When you were a kid.
It's so very true, yeah. That's what I do. Like, any extra money I actually get, I'm like, yeah. Which I don't get too much. I have obligation, but, I'm trying to be a responsible adult, but when I do, yeah, it goes to games.
See, they're toys for Junior when he gets older. You're thinking ahead.
Nah, I had to buy my own stuff. But like Super Mario Brothers 3 is hands down my favorite NES game, and that's saying a lot because there's so many to choose. But Koopaling amiibos bought. But I do want those new Shovel Knight ones. I try to talk myself out of the amiibo game, but I keep falling back into it. So Shovel Knight ones are bought. The Odyssey ones are definitely bought as well. They're too charming to pass up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Back to what you said about they could charge whatever for some of the stuff, Preston. Like, I've actually done pretty well. I've passed on a lot of amiibo recently, a lot that I really, wouldn't have minded picking up, but I kind of limited myself at this point to just getting necessities. And like when I saw the Shovel Knight amiibo, they fall into that. When I see the Odyssey, and the same with if they did Koopalings. Me and Preston would go to a GameStop to pre-order them, and it'd be like, okay, guys, you just got to look over this disclosure form so you can see what we're going to charge you. Okay, let me just skip. Let's see. Forfeiture of household, blood covenant. That sounds good.
Firstborn child, well, okay, we had a good run.
I could have another one, I guess.
Yeah, take care, little buddy.
It's for a good cause.
But, if any... I knew as soon as because I had actually jumped online, and I think me and Brandon caught it like right around the same time, and it was funny because like I noticed he tagged you in it like literally just before I tagged you in it, and I was like, man, I don't know a bigger Shovel Knight fan than Bryce, so like he would flip about this. And sure enough, like they're some great looking amiibos if you've looked at them close up.
Yeah, I've said it before to you guys, and I'll say it, to a much wider audience. You're not likely to meet a bigger fan of Shovel Knight than me. That's another thing I'm really excited once I finally get started doing some streaming is to do. I mean, I'm down to do Shovel Knight, Plague of Shadows, Spectre of Torment. I would totally like to play all three of those through again.
Well, to stir the pot a little bit and probably piss you off, but Spectre Knight could take Plague Knight any day. Just throwing that out there.
We're going to have a chance to find out when they release the batch mode, my friend.
Oh, man. Yes. Yeah. Well, no, that's not fair, because you're a much better gamer than me.
It's funny because when Spectre Torment came out, Preston was like, okay, this is the best. Spectre Knight is awesome. And I felt the same way, but I just love Plague Knight and Plague of Shadows so much that I have a really hard time choosing between them.
Both stories are really good. I mean, of course, one's a comedy and one's a tragedy, though,
Yeah.
And, but I think they're both done very well.
They are. Yeah, it's hard to pick because they're both really high quality. I mean, for sure. I wouldn't say it's a huge leap or bound. Like, I think Plague Knight's great and everything, but something about the Spectre Knight campaign just really, struck a chord with me, man.
The Spectre Knight really itched, like, the Castlevania itch for me, Plague Knight was something... I will say that I think Plague Knight maybe just is a little more unique, and I love the characters, though. The comedy and everything on that, for me, is just spot on. So, I can see that it would, probably do different things for different people,
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I would say... Oh, go ahead, bud.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was just going to say, I would say if, hindsight being 2020, if I'm being honest, Spectre of Torment is the best game. And I'm including Shovel of Hope. Spectre of Torment, in my opinion, is the very best game. The story, the thing is, it has a big advantage because with Plague of Shadows had some extra areas in levels, but the levels were essentially the same. Now, when you got Spectre of Torment, everything was a complete overhaul. You had different levels. The visuals were tweaked a little bit. The soundtrack was brand new, and the story is so emotional. Honestly, the very ending of Spectre of Torment, I'm not going to spoil anything, but if you haven't played that game, it may raise a tear. Honestly, it's really, really good. But I just personally have such an affinity for the Plague Knight character that I have a hard time not favoring that one in the Plague versus Spectre question.
The Plague Knight and his girlfriend, I think, are fabulous.
Yeah. Mona,
yeah, but kind of going off of what, not to sidetrack you from the Plague Knight thing, but yeah, man, you hit the nail on the head with the Spectre Knight. I didn't see. I've been impressed with Yacht Club's stuff up to now, but I think Spectre of Torment, that whole ending and the fact that they weave that whole tale so masterfully, dude.
Yeah.
I can't do anything but give him credit for that, because that was way better than some free additional content had any right to be.
Yeah,
seriously. And you know what? We can't even say one or the other is going to be the best because we haven't even seen the King's Knight campaign yet. I mean, we've seen it, but we haven't played it, and it's apparently all new levels, and I'm really eager to see what they do with him because it's looking great so far.
Back when we had the 8-Bit Heroes moniker still,
Jeffrey Yater,
I tweeted Yacht Club Games about how great Shovel Knight was and Plague of Shadows was, and they retweeted me and replied and said, we're starting to think Yacht Club was a really good name for us because we tend to go overboard. And I think I really don't think they were tooting their own horn. I really agree with that.
Yeah, you got to give them credit because they are a rare breed, honestly, nowadays. Because you see these big companies that are pumping out. Let's face it, and Capcom's really bad for this, where they pump out like the bare minimum. Like you see it a lot in their fighting games now and stuff, where it's like very small rosters and a lot of stuff like locked on, like day one DLC, but like Yacht Club, they've essentially made good on their Kickstarter like stuff. I mean, there's no reason that, you know, if they were to charge for some of these new campaigns and stuff, like I think they would be totally justified in doing so, because they have really obviously put a lot of work into this, and being as they're just kind of giving it to us for, you know, buying the original game, that's pretty cool in my book. But you know,
definitely, man. They could have phoned it in, you know.
Exactly my point is like they could have, for lack of better words, like really half-assed it.
Yeah.
But they didn't. You could tell they're really passionate about their craft, and I've got nothing but respect for them for that. And they've got a fan in me for sure.
I won't.
You better let him out. Just kidding.
What's that?
Sorry, it was a bad dad joke. He said he had a fan in him, and I said, you better let him out. Sorry.
I'm always down for a good dad joke.
Hashtag dad jokes.
No, but not to beat the Spectre of Torment topic to death too much. I'll leave it alone here. I'll leave it undead. We just lost 50% of our subscribers.
Subscribers dropped to 30.
So I think with Spectre of Torment, another thing you guys have got me going now, and this is one reason I'm definitely at the stream. One other advantage it had was some of the tweaks they made to the game in Plague of Shadows and in Shovel Knight. The way you unlock new armor and your special items and you know, increase your health bar and your magic bar, it was a little backward and it was a little funny. And I didn't really notice it until I played Spectre of Torment and they tweaked everything. And now, you know, the way that it's set up in that game is perfect to me. It's you're able to unlock different armor early in the game because it makes more sense to have those useful tweaks, you know, and different abilities and that kind of thing. It makes more sense to have those earlier in the game when you're learning the game than it does to have them much later in the game, because you have to get through a lot of levels before you ever get that aid, you know. So that was one more thing. But I'll leave the topic alone for now. I'll save it for the stream.
I'm gonna stay on it for just 1 second. I gotta say this at least. For anybody who hasn't played Spectre Torment yet, and you're going to pick it up, or you've got it sitting there waiting on your back catalog, trust me when I say this, collect all the red skulls before you complete the game the first time. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I didn't do that.
Yeah. Yes, because I've learned the hard way that when you're in that, it's not really a surprise that there'll be, you know, kind of a different, a second playthrough of it. Yeah.
No, sorry. Yeah. Luckily, I thought of that. When I played through the game, I got ready to start it back up to try to complete the Red Skulls because I had not collected them all before I finished it. And it asked me, do you want to start the New Game Plus? I was like, you know what? I better say no, because then it's going to be harder to get these. So I actually did catch that. But if you don't, because New Game Plus, man, again, I won't spoil content-related things because I'm really big on no spoilers. But when you guys see it, the difference between the regular game and New Game Plus on Spectre of Torment, that is not playing around. These guys can attest to that. It's tough, but it's really fun.
It is very tough, I'll say that. I did beat that, you know, that scaling, I don't know.
That extra challenge in the castle.
Yes. So, being the smart guy I didn't beat that the first playthrough. So, I waited until New Game Plus, and that made it all the harder.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
I still haven't beat that yet either, so don't spoil that for me. You can. I mean, if it's entertaining. Oh, and just to let y'all know, I think this is going to be our last round here.
Okay.
We're kind of hitting
I actually had to go ahead and trail off there, guys. I'm going to stay in the chat for another couple seconds while I kind of break everything down here to get ready to leave.
Right on. Yeah, that's all we need.
Yeah, man. It's been good, man. We should try to do this at least once a week or so, man.
Absolutely.
Chat it up
I guess Saturday is Splaturday, so I guess maybe that's that'll be our Splatoon night. And, like we said, we want to do a whole lot more on here, so just stay tuned. We'll get more games and more equipment so that we can be here a whole lot more often. I know you guys have been clamoring for content, and we appreciate that. We really do, and we are looking to do that as soon as humanly possible.
Your mic's kind of breaking up a little bit there, Brandon.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good. I just didn't. It might have just been me. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to desperately try to grab some streaming equipment so that I can at least try to do one during the week. It's a little harder for me to do this, but
yeah.
I'm going to try to get back into the swing of things a little bit.
Yeah, same here, man. Brandon or Mike has been carrying us here a bit, which we're working on it. It's a work in progress, but I'm really excited. And I want to reiterate, too, just on a side note, thank you. Anybody who hears my voice right now that is not Mike or Preston, and, I appreciate you guys as well. But anybody who's listening to my voice that is not one of those two guys, you are the reason we're doing what we're doing.
You are the heroes. You are the super big heroes.
Yeah, dude, definitely. You're the real heroes. Like, the idea of having viewers and having, a following, and it's just really exciting to me. It continues to be really exciting, so good stuff.
We have always, since the beginning, we might not have 10,000 viewers or anything right now, but we've always had some really good viewers, so I can attest to that, being as I've had the chance to kind of chat it up with a lot of them. So we are very blessed for that one, if I can be corny.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, the whole reason I was a fan and wanted to keep this thing going is that it really sounds like and feels like you care about your listeners, and I think that that shows, and that's definitely something I want to be a part of. So, again, just glad to be here, and yeah, we can't thank you enough.
Definitely. We, maybe 3 years from now, or maybe that's maybe I should aim higher and say maybe a year or two from now, or whatever. If they're sending us to E3 to do some coverage, and you guys can say, man, I was listening to them when they had 400 subscribers.
10 times you were there at the beginning. Jeffrey Nader, cringe.
Trash. Yep, 10 ton. Yeah, some of these guys were. They were up there when it was like 20 subscribers and stuff, man. So really, really cool to have them still here and hanging out, and they've been pretty loyal, and they were pretty pissed at me for taking a year vacation. And understandably so. But we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up here. Let me take my headphones off. So
it was fun. I'm gonna go ahead and bail out of here. Probably go see what the wife's up to, man. But a lot of fun, guys. We should try to.
Indeed.
I guess this next. Well, I don't know. You got some coverage next Saturday, so. We'll see.
Yeah, and anyone listening, next Friday through Sunday. Friday, I want to try to get a stream of the SNES Classic. So we'll do that during the day, and then Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night, I may be busy on assignment, but yeah, we'll try to figure something out here. But of course, thanks for subscribing, everyone. I'm gonna come off the mic here and let your old ones, BK and Preston, sign off here. But it's been a pleasure. You guys have a good night.
You too, buddy.
Guys, it's been fun. I'm going to take off as well, and I think it's been a good stream, man. I'll catch you guys next time.
All right, well, I'll just say, always a pleasure to speak with you guys. Again, to all the viewers, thanks so much for hanging out. Always a pleasure to play and to chat, and looking look forward to a lot more of it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's going to be exciting. We got the SNES Classic coming out. We got Mike's going to do some coverage. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to join him at that event. So definitely, we're moving forward and excited for everybody who's jumped on board. So you guys have a good one, and we'll see you next time.